My name's Michelle Hirsch. I come from Northern California, and I am going to give you one awesome, heavenly white chocolate mousse recipe using cream cheese. It's really easy to make, it doesn't take long, and it's really yummy. Let me show you the process. I'm first going to add to a skillet 8 ounces of cream cheese and 6 ounces of white chocolate chips. To this, I'm going to add 1 cup of heavy cream and 1/3 cup of granulated sugar. I'm going to continually stir this. I do not want this to burn. Once this is completely melted, we're going to add this to our whisked eggs. Okay, Paula. The cream cheese and white chocolate mixture is completely melted in the pan. It's hot. And I'm now going to pour this, about half of this, into 5 beaten egg yolks. And just about half this mixture. You want to continually stir very quickly. Just about half that batter. Okay. Made a little bit of a mess there. Let me wipe that up. Don't want it to burn. Now, back to that the melted cream cheese mixture, I'm going to add back the eggs. Continually stir this up. I don't want the eggs to curdle, because if you don't continually stir, the eggs will curdle on you. You'll have like a scrambled egg mess. Now that is cooked or done. So I put the mixture back in this saucepan. I'm going to let it cook on medium. And you may need to turn the heat down a little bit, but you want this mixture to thicken up just slightly. It just takes a few minutes. It doesn't take very long. But once that happens, take it off the heat, put it back in that pan you had, and put that pan on top of an ice mixture, a water bath, in other words, to help it cool down. If not, you can put it in the refrigerator for about an hour. Now to this, I'm going to add this back to the aluminum pan or the metal pan. I want this to cool down. And you could put this in the refrigerator for a couple hours to cool down. But if you're like my family, I'm always on the go. So I need to do things quickly. In this large bowl, I have some ice water. I'm just going to place this bowl, the hot mixture, in that ice water. I may need to add more ice if it starts to melt too fast. But every once in a while, just come over here and stir this. So it kind of works that hot mixture around the edges so it gets cold. But what's going to happen now, it's going to thicken up as it starts to cool down. We'll put that on the side. And over here in my mixer, I have 1.5 cups of heavy cream. I'm going to beat this until it's light and fluffy, and then we'll be back. So I took it off the heat. It thickened up just a little bit. I'm going to put it back in that metal pan. You can use glass if you want to, but the problem with using glass is that the shock from going hot to cold can sometimes make it crack. So I just don't do that if I can help it. So I'm going to add this pan to an ice bath. Just let it sit in there for a little bit. You may need to keep adding some ice. Come back every once in a while and just stir that up a little bit. And give it a little taste test. Tastes good. And it's still warm, obviously, but it tastes good. So, in my other pan over here, I have whipped up the heavy cream. Stiff peaks, very stiff. Now, normally what you would do Once that pudding mixture cools down for just a little bit, maybe like 20 minutes in the ice bath. Okay, the mixture is cooled down. It's been about 10-15 minutes. It doesn't take long in an ice bath. It doesn't have to be completely cold. If it's a little warm, that's fine, but it should not be hot. If it's hot, it will just melt the whipped cream. Anyhow, to the whipped cream I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla. I'm going to fold that in. And see how nice and thick, very stiff peaks? That's what you want. Okay, that's good enough for now. So I'm going to continue to stir. Now here is the mixture. I'm going to slowly add all of this. That's fine for now. And then you want to use a rubber spatula and fold this in. And what I mean by fold, you start at the middle, scoop or scrape to the sides, and fold it over. That's called folding. Down, over, and keep repeating that process. So you go down in the middle, over on the edge. And when you do this, you incorporate the whipped cream cheese, the whipped cream with the white chocolate cream cheese mixture. So repeat this process until it's mixed together. It may take you 1 to 2 minutes, but you don't want to mix it like this. That's not what you want to do. You want to try to keep the aerated cream from falling. That's what makes this a mousse. It's very light and fluffy. So repeat the process until it's done, and you shouldn't have any big lumps in it. And then once we're done with this, we're going to put it in some glass serving dishes. Okay, Paula, I have completely folded in the cream cheese white chocolate mixture with the whipped cream. I'm going to now slowly add this to a little glass serving dish. And fill it about 3/4 full. You can go more if you want. And then after you fill up your serving dishes, you want to put these back in the refrigerator for about another 15 minutes of time, or longer if you want to. I will tell you though, if you refrigerate these too long, you'll have this really nasty little thickened crust at the top. If you want to prevent that from happening, from having that congealed top forming at the top of the mousse, add a little bit of a cream cheese mixture or a whipped cream at the top, and it will prevent that. The mousse mixture is cooled. I put it in a cup for serving, and then to this I'm going to add a cookie of any sort that you want. You can add some lady fingers, and then I'm also going to sprinkle some grated, this is semi-sweet chocolate. You can use other chocolate if you want. If you want to put chocolate curls on top, that would be fine. And then voila, it's done. So you have your white chocolate cream cheese mousse, and this is a very quick recipe to make. And you can actually use semi-sweet or dark chocolate in place of the white chocolate.